Hi everyone, it's Mimi and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about a story that in its first half may involve some folk beliefs and unverified rumors. Please keep an open mind and a scientific approach as we dive into this story and analyze it rationally. This is the story of famous Beijing 375 bus incident. On the night of November 14th, 1995, even though the winter had just begun, the bitter cold wind were already sweeping through Beijing streets. Suddenly, a bus, number 375, slowly pulled out of the terminal of Yuanmingyuan and stopped at Southgate bus stop. It was the last bus of the night. In the 90s, buses still had conductors who collected fares. It was a well-regarded job at the time, especially among women, because it offers a really decent pay. The conductor on bus 375 at that night was a young and attractive lady, while the driver, though older, was experienced. However, the night seems far from ordinary. As the bus doors opened, 4 passengers boarded. First, a young couple took the double seat behind the driver, holding each other closely. Next, an elderly lady and a young man entered, sitting in the single seats near the front door. After waiting for a while in the cold, the driver, seeing no one else approaching, started the engine and head towards Xiangshan, which is the final stop. After passing 2 stops, the bus had already traveled about 300 meters beyond the Beigongmen stop. The driver suddenly cursed, noting how unusual it was to see anyone on the road at that hour. But tonight, there were people waiting at the bus stop. Curious, the passenger looked out the windows and saw 2 shadowy figures waving at the bus from about 100 meters away. Technically, the bus driver didn't have to stop. It was his last route. The sooner he finished, the sooner he can get home. But the young conductor, showing compassion, suggesting stop since it was freezing outside and the figures would have to walk left behind in the cold. Inside the bus, it was eerily quiet, save for the hum of engine. Cold wind outside, and the deserted street made everything feel really strange. The driver, trying to shake off the unease, pulled his collar up and pressed the brake. He wants to finish the route as quickly as possible, little knowing this could be his final trip. When the bus stopped, we saw 2 figures turned out to be 3 people, 2 carrying the third between them. In the dim light, it became clear that they were all wearing Qing Dynasty official robes, and their faces were ghostly pale, looks like tainted with powder. The bus fell into uneasy silence. All the passengers were too scared to look up. The driver was calm, and the conductor trying to calm the passengers, speculated that these 3 new passengers were part of a nearby historical film shoot and hadn't had time to change out of their costumes. The tension was eased, people even noticing the faint smell of alcohol from these 3, except for the elderly woman, who kept shaking her head, staring at the newcomers without saying a word. The bus continued on its lonely route through the wind, stopping a few times. At one stop, the young couple got off, unaware that they had just escaped their lives. The bus continued, and the driver and the conductor started chatting again, but the peace was shattered when the elderly woman suddenly stood up and accused the young man of stealing her wallet. The young man of course denied, growing more defensive as the argument escalated. The conductor, worried that things might get physical, tried to mediate, but the old lady insisted on going to the police station demanding justice. Seeing no other option, the driver pulled over near a police station and the 2 got off to settle the matter. The bus drove away. The young man, still fuming, asked the old lady where the police station was. He let out a deep sigh and said something that made the man's blood run cold. "Forget the police. I just saved your life, young man." Confused, the young man demanded an explanation. The elderly woman explained that the 3 people who were on boarded bus earlier were not drunk. They were dead. Shocked, the young man brushed her off, but the old woman continued, explained that she had been suspicious from the moment the 3 of them got on the bus, especially since their robes had no feet beneath them when the wind blew. Hearing this, cold sweat drenched this young man's neck. They rushed to the police, but of course no one believed them, thinking they are crazy. The next day, the police received a disturbing report. Bus 375 had not back to the depot, and both driver and conductor were missing. A search began, and 3 days later, bus found near Beijing Reservoir, over 100 kilometers away. The bodies of the conductor and driver were discovered inside, strangely decomposed beyond the cold November weather would have been allowed. As the three figures in Qing Dynasty robes, they were never seen again. To add to the mystery, the bus's fuel tank, which should have been empty after the long journey, was found filled with unidentified red liquid. This was the tale of Bus 375, but there are several inconsistencies in this story. First, the fuel mystery. It's often claimed that bus couldn't have traveled over 100 kilometers on its remaining fuel. The explanation of blood in the fuel tank is, of course, implausible since blood can't power the bus. Second, the climate. In November, Beijing's temperature would be around 15 degrees during the day and nearly freezing at night, which means bodies wouldn't decompose as quickly as is described in the story. This element was likely added to heighten the horror. Third, there is no evidence of the bus appearing on security footage along its route, although this could be due to the limited surveillance technology in 1995. Also, maps shows no record of Yuanmingyuan bus stop or Yuanmingyuan Southgate stop, and the actual route of Bus 375 did not go to those places as described. In the end, this tale is likely just to be a piece of urban legend. It's fun to share and speculate about, but it's important not to take it too seriously, enjoying the mystery of the chills it brings, but remember, it's just a story. Thank you for watching my video, 谢谢，拜拜。